Hey guys, we're back for part 2 of the welding cart. I'm gonna start working on that right now. I'm gonna get the video and stuff edited for tonight, get that uploaded along with the electrical video. This will probably be coming out, let's say Tuesday. This will probably come out on Thursday would be my guess. So yeah, I'm gonna start working on this. We're gonna get the posts set up to secure the gas cylinder to the cart. And then we're gonna try and get some spots set up for the cables. And we're gonna try and get a little hand push around thing on there so we're not just yanking it by whatever we can get our hands on. All right, so we got our chain here. I went and wrapped it all the way around the entire bottle, and then I think I gave myself about 3 or 4 more links, which, when I mean by link, I mean 2 actual loopholes there. So it puts me about here. I might go a couple more, but all I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take a set of diagonal cutters and slice this one open, or slice 1 or 2 of these down open, pry it open, and then get this out. And from there, then we'll get them mounted up on there, and we'll make a little hook for these to slide into. Now, to be honest, I'm not exactly sure how I want to hook this up right now. I'm thinking that's what I'm going to do right there, and I'm going to weld on this side and probably do a tack weld on this side. Alright, so this is kind of what I got set up for a hook. I found some 1/8" round rod, and the idea is I got that little whoop-de-woo there, so it'll hook like that, and then it comes down with the angle iron to create a nice V groove. So hopefully give some rigidness. I'll weld up all along here. I'm gonna tack it in place first, of course, and then we'll get it all welded in place. And then I'll start thinking about what I want to do for the ground cable and welding gun. So yeah, let's get this bad boy tacked. Got some good penetration on that one, didn't we? Insert perverted joke. Alright, so I dug through my scrap pile and I found this little bad boy that I got from when I was out in the field. One of the welders decided to let me go through their scrap pile. So what I think I'm going to do with this is I'm going to cut it in half. I'm going to use my cutoff wheel on the angle grinder instead of the abrasive saw to do that, just because this is something round and I don't want to, I don't think I have a really good secure way, or I don't have a really good way of securing this in abrasive saw. So we're just gonna cut it, and that'll give us our 2 halves. 1 half, I think we'll mount the top side up here, and then the other half we'll flip it and we'll put it down, I don't know, around there or so, and then we'll mount this to the, I guess, left side if you're facing the front of it. We'll mount that over here and then probably pointing this way. That way the cables aren't taking a really harsh bend to get wrapped up. Yeah, I'll get that sliced and then we'll get it mounted here. Might have to do a brace or something along those lines. That way we don't have all that leverage just on the little weld we got down there. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Now let's see if we can get this to where you guys can see it. Now, the way they cut these out in the field is they use an oxyacetylene torch. And there's a lot of slag here on the inside, so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to take my hammer and chisel and I'm going to chip all of this off, and then I'm probably going to swap out to an actual grinding wheel and clean all of this up so it looks a little bit better. Round the edges so there's nothing sharp, nothing for the wires to get cut on. So that's what I'll do next. All right, so we got these bad boys cleaned up, all the slags off of them. The edges are pretty round. I might touch this one up a little bit. It feels a little rough on the thumbs, but overall, pretty good. I'm gonna get this bad boy set up. Really? Just have that over. There it is. I'm gonna take this bad boy and I'm gonna clamp it like so. I'm gonna have to freehand this one. As you can see, it's kind of tipping downwards. I'm gonna want it more like that. So what I might end up doing here is, I might have to freehand this one. And what I mean by that is there's no clamping devices, none of that fun stuff. I'll just have to kind of spitball it where I want it and then tack it in place. So this ought to be interesting. Now, before I go and weld this, and if it doesn't work, I suspect that this is not mild steel. I suspect this is some sort of tool steel or a higher carbon steel. I have welded this a little bit, like when I made my post vise stand and when I made my smaller anvil stand. I have welded this and I've had some success. So I'm hoping that this will work just as well. I'm gonna be able to clamp this to this, but doesn't mean I need to be fighting the other stuff. Okay. We got her tacked in place. Get that welded up. I'll clean up that other piece and we'll get that put down here somewhere. And then we'll mock it up and get it ready to mount onto the cart. I think I got this kind of where I want it. We're gonna get her welded in place. I'm gonna tack it first. And then I'm thinking I'm gonna have to throw a support on the back side here. I know you really can't see from there, but I'll show you what I'm thinking when I get to that point. But already. Think that's going anywhere. Alright, so what we got here is now I'm going to put in some braces to support this piece and this piece. That way if somebody bumps into it or I run into it with something, it just doesn't fold it right on over. So I got this little guy that was scrapped from cutting those out, and that's going to be right there. I do believe this stuff is 3/16, so there's that. And I'm gonna try and keep these below the ledge of the angle iron up here. And the reason why is I'm thinking I'll put a shelf or a box or something right here. That way I can throw consumables there. So yeah, I'm gonna get these bad boys tacked and put in place. Well, I guess before we answer the $1,000,000 question of whether or not this actually works, there's two things I want to point out. One, I realize these cross braces are going to be in the way of the door to get access to the wire itself. If I need to change that in the future, it's not going to be that big of a deal. I can slice, I can dice, I can peel that off. Right now, I don't think it's going to be that big of an issue because I got plenty of extra cable on the gas regulator, so I should be able to scoot it out enough to get access to it. If not, then I'm already stopping because I got to swap it, so I'll just pull the gas regulator off. I'm not a production shop. I'm not looking for perfect efficiency, but I think it'll work for me. And then the other thing is I went through my scrap pile. I don't have anything in my scrap pile that I think would function well enough for a shelf out here. That's probably something down the road I'm gonna have to readdress. And when I do readdress that, I'll probably also address this issue too. Another thing that I want to mention is what I should be doing is I should now basically paint this thing. Problem is it's too cold. You guys have probably seen my breath in a couple of the takes here. It's too cold for paint to work. And if you want a more in-depth explanation of that why, go check out my part 2 of building the abrasive saw. That's where I did all the paint and stuff on that. And I go into some of the reasons on why you don't want to paint when it's cold. So first off, let's see if the cylinder fits on here. So far, so good. A little tension on this. I'm gonna tweak that a little bit, but I want to get one more link out of it. It's a little loose. For my takes, for my cup of tea. Now, next thing. Take this. I should let it go around. Hold on. Okay, so far so good. Not teabag. Works pretty well, where it's better than what I had before, and I'll be able to get it wherever I need to in the shop. So yeah, hit that like button, subscribe, leave a comment down in the angry section. Yeah, Fabric all belong, guys. Have a good one.